Hello, everybody. Good evening. Unemployed JD, who's now looking to run maybe a committee, build up a committee for running for 2012. But tonight, we're going to talk about what I promised you taxes. Taxes is broken down basically. There's three general types of taxes throughout the world. They're all an offshoot of this type. First is the most corrupt, most unjust, most unfair tax system, and that is called the income tax. The reason that tax system is so bad is because the income tax is burdened on the working class and only the working class. The legal working class, not the others, not the aliens, illegal aliens, they pay no taxes. Not the tourists, not the visitors, they pay no taxes. Not the persons who are illegally employed. For example, let's say a person who in some states, it's illegal to be a prostitute. If someone's a prostitute, they pay no taxes. If someone deals with selling of drugs, they pay no taxes. They pay absolutely. There's a vast number of people in this country that pay no taxes whatsoever because the type of taxes we collect are income tax. And then our government adds so many loopholes that other people who should be paying more taxes aren't paying taxes. So the major burden of our tax program sits on the American worker. The guy who's barely making ends meet is what's paying our government all this money to give out freely to people who really don't need it. Then you have what they call a flat tax. A lot of countries use that. What that is, for example, a certain percentage. Like in Australia, up to $3,000 when I was last there, I don't know if it's that way now, you pay no taxes. After $3,000, one third. So if you make $3,001, you pay $1,000 in taxes. It's just plain simple. Everybody pays the same. One third of whatever you made, you pay your taxes. Only problem with that tax program is, again, it falls completely on the legal working. Those who work illegally don't pay taxes. Then there's the last one. It's called a sales tax. Our Congress has to make a fancy name for it, and they call it the fair tax. But the truth is, it's straightforward. It's a sales tax. What does it actually do? A sales tax, you only pay taxes on things you buy. The problem is, you're illegal aliens who pay no taxes. When they buy something, they'll pay a sales tax. The people who are working under the table, when they buy something, they pay taxes. Your rich people who have all these loopholes that they get through, when they buy something, they pay taxes. How about those illegal job professions in this country? When they buy something, they pay taxes. And of course you, the average worker, pay taxes. Well, let's see then. Does that leave anybody out? Well, how about the tourists when they come down here who uses our roads, uses our state parks, uses our hospitals, everything. They come down from Canada, they come from anywhere in the world. When they buy something, they pay taxes. Whoa, wait a minute. Does that mean every single person pays taxes? Yes, every single person. Now here's the wonder of it. Because we will collect so much, every month our government will be sending all legal tax-paying people a check to pay for items like the food, the taxes you paid on food and stuff like that. So you end up getting basically an income tax refund check 12 times a month instead of once a month. But here's the wonder. Your illegal aliens who are paying all these sales taxes, they're not going to get that check. Why? Because they'll have to call up the IRS and say, hey, I didn't get a check. I'm in this country illegally. Here's where I'm at. Who's going to show up at their door? IRS with a check or federal agents to escort them home? Okay? So, basically, bottom line, what happens with this is that all these illegal aliens that have these children and wives and families here will start paying taxes. which will then be used to help pay for medical, help pay for schools, help pay for infrastructure. They're going to be paying their fair share and then be penalized because they're here illegally because they won't get that reimbursement. What about those people with those illegal jobs? All those people who work under the table that don't pay taxes right now. They will end up paying taxes when they buy stuff. So that guy who's got this illegal, let's say, just drug job business, making thousands upon thousands, when he buys that big, fancy car loaded with everything, he's going to pay a lot of taxes on it. Where you go and you buy your car, you're going to be paying a lot less in taxes. So his big money is going to be big taxes. Your money that you're working hard to support your family will be a lot less in taxes. Plus, every month you get a check because the IRS knows you're working. You're a worker and you're paying taxes. They have your name. The retired people will get their checks. Everybody gets their checks except for this guy who's doing it illegally. He won't get one. Why? Because he ain't going to want a doggone claim to the government that he is doggone not getting one because he's getting all this money illegally. Same thing goes for prostitution in some states and other things. People who get paid under the table, well, they probably have a regular job too, so they'll be getting taxes from that. So how's that really going to help us? I mean, we're not going to be able to deduct the interest in our house no more, but then you're not paying taxes, income tax no more. So, yeah, you can't deduct your house, but you're paying nothing in income tax at all. And besides that, you're getting a refund check every month. They kind of leave that fact out when they tell you, oh, you won't be able to deduct your house. They're not telling you you're not paying the taxes, and that they're not telling you that you're getting a refund check every month. They don't want to tell you that. Now, both tax programs I talked to you about are on the floor of Congress. They've been there for years. You decide, which tax program do you want? One where every single person pays a fair and equitable tax. Everybody, no matter if they're illegal aliens, legal aliens, Americans born here, or tourists visiting for 2, 3, 4 weeks. Or do you want it to where it still sits upon the shoulders of only the working class? The income tax is totally unjust, unfair, and we've been forced to accept it because people believe, well, that's the way it is. But in this country, that is not the way it is. Remember what I always say. Don't think Republican, don't think Democrat. Free your mind, look for the truth, and think American. And besides that, look at the way it is now. These waitresses working in restaurants, their salary is like $2, $3. Do you think they pay taxes? No. They pay taxes on minimum wage or something like that. And if they don't make it, tough luck. The money you get goes to pay taxes and you get nothing. Do you think those women that serve you your food in the restaurant deserves any less pay just because our income tax program is so screwed up? Whereas if there was sales tax, they wouldn't have to. They knew that they'd be taking home every penny that they got. And when they go to buy something, they know what they're paying in taxes up front. And they know that they will be getting a refund check every month from our government. The only problem with the sales tax is it would generate too much money, and it's too easy to do now. We have the ability to do it. You write your congressman, ask him why it sits on the floor. Because if it's enacted, it will remove, and the way it's written, it will remove the income tax amendment, which, by the way, is totally unjust to the working class. Don't we have enough burden on them? They're worrying about their jobs. They're worrying about where their next paycheck's going to come from. They're worried about where the next meal, and our government still wants to take their money.